I love cats. I really do. I'm not afraid of them. But there is something slightly unsettling about them. And I understand why some people are genuinely intimidated by cats. So where does that feeling come from? Because a cat carries two opposite things at the same time: affection and the unknown. You look into their eyes. They resemble human eyes, but they're not. Vertical pupils. They widen in the dark. They lock onto a single point. They look at you, but they don't give themselves to you. Your brain says, "This creature is watching me." But I can't read its intentions. Humans tend to treat what they cannot read as a mild threat. Not personal, evolutionary. In the wild, what you couldn't interpret was often a predator. Cats are silent. Dogs make noise. Horses snort. Humans talk. Cats, they walk without sound. They leave almost no trace. They jump suddenly. They disappear suddenly. In nature, what moves silently and suddenly is usually a hunter. Your subconscious recognizes that pattern. Then there's independence. Dogs were selected for thousands of years to depend on humans. Cats remained more autonomous. You love them. They love you, but they don't seem to need you. That lack of control unsettles some people. Because humans like control. We distance ourselves from what we cannot control. A cat sets boundaries. If it doesn't want to come, it won't. If it wants to, it will. It looks straight into your eyes, but keeps its inner world sealed. For some, that triggers something like, "This doesn't submit to me." There is, essentially, a small tiger in the house, a miniature predator. And somewhere deep inside, a quiet whisper says, it could scratch if it wanted to. Now let's talk about nighttime. At night, things feel different. Strange bursts of energy, fixating on a single point, staring as if someone is behind you, watching empty space, sudden irritability. There are two layers here, biology and psychology. Cats are crepuscular. They are naturally active at dusk and night. Their eyes contain more rod cells than ours. They see in low light far better than we do. You see emptiness. They see a microshadow, a dust particle, a curtain moving slightly, a shift in light. Their hearing is far more sensitive than ours. Humans hear up to around 20 kilohertz. Cats can detect frequencies up to about 60 to 65 kilohertz. The water pipe inside the wall, a tiny rodent in the ceiling, a distant engine vibration. For you, silence. For them, a stream of data. A cat locks onto a point. You see nothing. Your brain automatically runs this equation. If I don't see anything, but it does equals potential threat. That's your primitive alarm system. The sudden jump? That's the startle reflex, a micro-hunting response. Their brain is constantly running in low-level predator mode. They do not filter the small environmental cues the way we do. And then the thought appears. What if it's really seeing something? At night, visibility drops. The sense of control decreases. The brain fills empty space with narrative. When a cat stares into nothingness, the human mind is tempted to fill that nothing with the supernatural. But scientifically, there is no experimental evidence that cats perceive spiritual entities. What we do know is this. They see better in low light. They hear higher frequencies. They are more sensitive to vibration. Mystery often emerges from sensory difference. There is also cultural memory. In ancient Egypt, cats were sacred. Bastet was a goddess, protective yet powerful. In medieval Europe, black cats were linked to witchcraft. They were framed as ominous symbols. In Japan, the manekineko is a symbol of good fortune. The same animal has been described as holy and as sinister. Humans tend to either sanctify or demonize what they cannot fully understand. The middle ground is harder. The truth is this. Cats are not absurd or irrational. They have their own neurological wiring, their own sensory system, their own independence. They perceive a micro-world we simply filter out. And we take a silent, independent, nocturnal predator that we cannot fully read or control, and we label it mysterious. Maybe the real issue is this. Cats are not inherently frightening. The feeling of reduced control in the dark is. Cats remind us of something uncomfortable. Even inside our own home, complete dominance is not ours. And humans are not entirely comfortable with that. So perhaps the real question is, do we love the mystery of cats? Or do we secretly enjoy the slight chill they give us?